I've learned that when I come up here, I might as well pack the medical bag because this always seems to turn into some sort of working holiday. I get a call this morning. Chris, heard you're in town. Want to come and see a saltwater crocodile? What's not to love about a saltwater croc called Agro, who's 4 metres long?
Agro is a resident of the Cairns Rainforestation Nature Park, and this big boy has got himself into a lot of trouble.
How you going?
Hey,
How
Chris.
are you?
Pleased to meet you, Annabelle.
Hey, Annabelle.
Hello, how you going?
Hello, how you going?
This is Agro.
A few months ago, this 4-metre crocodile broke his jaw biting down on a steel fence.
The reason I'm here is to check on whether Agro's broken jaw has healed. But this is a crocodile that is happy to try to eat through metal. So, for me, that's not a great source of comfort right now.
He comes for us.
The risk here is that infection has managed to get into the bone. If that has happened, then the bone starts to crumble, starts to dissolve away, and one day he'll bite down on something and the jaw will just snap. If that's the case, then he has to have his jaw amputated. So I've worked with alligators before.
An alligator of, say, 2 to 3 metres could be in an enclosure like this with other alligators in a pond, and I could walk up and examine it. If you put yourself in the same position with 2-metre estuarine crocodiles, they'd attack you. When you try and handle them, they will fight, they'll head shake, they'll roll, they'll tail flick. They really give you a workout.
Right, guys, everyone want to come down this way? Hang on to that for us. Okay, guys, so we have to get this animal out, get him the sedation quickly. If we tell you to get away from the animal, get away from the animal, don't think twice.
There's no room for heroes when we're dealing with a large animal like this.
The team are all on high alert for a very good reason.
What happened to his mates? Didn't he come over here with like 9 other...
Yep, he killed them all.
You kidding?
No, he's killed every single one of them.
Jesus.
Chris's holiday is rapidly turning into a nightmare.
Agro arrived with 9 others. Agro's killed off the 9 others. That history makes you question why I'm going in there at all.
Is this the snake bite?
Yes.
Back in Sydney, 5-year-old Lexi has been admitted to the Bondi Referral Hospital SASH after being bitten by a snake.
All right. The biggest concern is that Lexi's probably been bitten by a brown snake. Now, these snakes are absolutely deadly. Most dogs can be dead within an hour if they've had a lethal bite. Okay, Bubby. Just got to get these tubes into you. They can go downhill very quickly, so we've just got to move fast.
Lexi's owner has brought in the snake that attacked the little schnauzer.
This is the culprit that's bitten Lexi. This is a brown snake. They're really deadly. You can see that she's had a go at the snake. There's bite marks in it all over its body. She's had a good chew.
Hey, Lexi.
She is bleeding everywhere. One of the things that brown snakes do is that they stop their blood from clotting, so she's just hemorrhaging. We just have to get that anti-venom into her. Don't want to waste any more time.
While the anti-venom takes effect, Lisa has some devastating news for Lexi's owner, Tennille.
The complications that can happen with a brown snake bite are paralysis. It can paralyse their breathing muscles, and worst case scenario is that they can die. And most of the time it's from having a ventilatory problem, failing to breathe.
Yeah, I'm just a bit stressed out. She's in good hands though, so we just have to wait and see.
Poor Lexi is feeling terrible right now. She's absolutely terrified, and now she's actually fighting for her life.
Yeah, he's gonna go. He's gonna move out.
Yep, let pressure off, Got the rope. Yeah, pull out the rope.
In the Rainforestation Nature Park in Cairns, a tug of war has broken out.
Okay, he's gonna roll. Pull on it, pull on it.
The keepers are trying to capture Agro so Chris can examine the notorious killer's broken jaw.
Let him roll, let him roll, let him roll. Ease off tension, ease off tension. Now pull again. Okay, he's gonna roll.
Death roll's a defence mechanism. He knows that by rolling, he puts whatever's threatening him off balance and essentially intimidates them.
Pull, 1, 2, 3, pull. Go, pull. Okay, he's gonna roll. Okay, pull back that way now.
To look at how he's rolling and how he's fighting, 7 people still can't subdue aggro. It's amazing.
Everyone swing back out to the top of the oval. A bit more. And walk back. Okay.
That's hard work. It's just
You're gonna
not
go
really
back
playing
out,
ball at the
straighten
moment.
back out. Quick move. Straight lines.
The really tricky thing about this battle we're having with aggro is that the biggest killer of any reptile like this is stress, because they build up a lot of lactic acid. Their whole body becomes so acidic, it can actually kill them.
Okay, now stop, stop, stop.
Chris and the team have finally managed to restrain aggro.
Hang on. Righto. Okay, Nat.
Okay, hold, just hold. Don't pull, just let him sit.
Okay. Good.
Now Chris must sedate the massive saltwater croc before he can begin his examination.
One of the most interesting injections I've ever given. We'll see how we go.
The infamous aggro has killed 9 of his lagoon mates. And he broke his jaw trying to eat through a metal fence.
Right, it's in. It's amazing, he didn't move. Even though he's now been still for a while, no one can relax because this drug here, it doesn't anaesthetise him, it just relaxes him, but he's still capable of an explosive outburst.
Chris, you're gonna jump in behind me. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The important thing here is just keeping him nice and secure, because the next step is to actually look inside his mouth. For that, there can be no risk of rolling, can be no risk of moving. He has to be totally rock solid secure.
Everyone apply pressure.
You're good. There you go.
When that choc goes inside aggro's mouth, the sound that it makes sends a shiver down my spine. I could hear the wood splitting, and this is a thick log, and my hand is about to go in there.
Can never use enough duct tape, and that's never more true right now.
Happy with that?
It's your arm.
So what I'm feeling for is any softness in the bone here. There's no softness. There's no signs of pain there. There's no loose teeth either. There's no sign of infection. What I'd be looking for is any little sinuses or little weeping areas, but the line of skin over his jawbone there is very much intact. So it's healed up.
Excellent, that's what we want to hear.
Yeah.
It does seem like an extraordinary amount of time and effort and exertion to put into what is a 30-second check of his mouth, but aggro could quite easily, if he did have a weakened jaw, chew down on something and fracture it again. Look at his jaw today, it's not going to happen.
Hey, come in. No, we're going into the corner. That went perfectly, so I'm happy. He's 20 years of age now, he's going to live hopefully another 80 or more years. Okay, tape's off on the count of 3. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Give that a bit of a shake.
There you go.
Okay, gate. Matt, you got that gate and pull that gate for us?
Still move, can't he? Really, if there is any advice for aggro, it's to stick to the major food groups. Steel isn't one of them. There we go.
That was excellent. Very happy with that.
All right, my work here is done. Thank you. I hope I showed you what a kid from the city can do sometimes.
Oh, you did good, kid.
Okay, sweetie pie, you just gotta let us treat you. Just go with it.
At Sash, miniature schnauzer Lexi has been bitten by a deadly brown snake.
Well, she's had 1 vial of anti-venom, so she should be able to start to improve in terms of walking. That's a girl. Let's just see how you can stand. Lexi, can you stand? Oh, no. I think that's distressing her a little bit.
Even after receiving the anti-venom, Lexi's condition is still critical.
Her clotting times are so high, I imagine that she's had a really lethal dose. I think we should probably give her another vial.
A second vial of anti-venom is needed.
Let's hit him hard. I think it's going to be the best thing for her. All right, reptile, don't struggle. Okay, you can still wag your tail. Just got to try and keep her as calm as possible. All right, darling. All I'm hoping is that we've got anti-venom into her in time. These snakes are absolutely deadly. Most dogs can be dead within an hour if they've had a lethal bite. Lexi's still alive, which is amazing in itself, but that could change very, very quickly. We've got to watch her closely.
After surviving his encounter with aggro, Chris is making a detour to catch up with some friends at the Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre.
Hey.
Oh, Chris, hi.
Look, I couldn't come to Cairns and not call by and say hi. How you going?
Good, good. How are you?
Full house as always, huh?
Full house, yes. Extra full house at the moment, unfortunately.
The size of this one.
I know.
When everyone imagines the Great Barrier Reef up here, they think of this really fertile area, but after Cyclone Yasi came through, all that seagrass that turtles normally eat got covered in silt. There's no food anymore. Every single tank here is full. It just gives you an idea of the scale of the problem that the turtles are facing up here.
With this starvation, in the last 2 years, we've had an 800% increase in strandings up the east coast.
Now, I've got to ask, is Nellie still here?
She's next door. Go and have a look.
Right here.
Right there.
It's my girl.
Looks good, Jen.
She looks great, doesn't she?
Chris met Nellie on his last visit to Cairns.
She's put on about 8 kilos since you last saw her.
Back then, her body was under siege from a debilitating virus.
Fibro papillomas can be such a problem for turtles that they can essentially kill them. The problem with Nellie was that they were covering all around her flippers, which meant she couldn't swim, and she was no chance of being released in that situation. Well done, girl.
You know what's amazing?
It is.
All those lumps that were just everywhere, they're all gone.
I know. It's fantastic, isn't it?
It's not like we're seeing a couple of lumps still lingering. They're all gone.
I know.
So that's a combination of the surgery, but also that vaccine.
Also the vaccine, yeah. The surgery and the vaccine together, and all her lumps are gone. It's fantastic. What happens is that the tumours are taken off the animal and a vaccine's made up with the tumours from her body. With this vaccine, this is the first trial that's been done in Australia, and it's actually worked.
So she's an Australian first?
She's an Australian first.
Wow. So really without the surgery and probably most importantly without the vaccine, she would have died?
She would have died.
Wow.
Out in the wild, she would have died.
Hey, Jen, I need a hand.
What's the problem?
We just got a turtle. I think that it's been hit by a boat.
Oh, okay. I'll come out and have a look.
You want a hand?
Yeah, Chris, could you come out and have a look too?
Suddenly, an emergency patient arrives. This turtle appears to have been carved up by a motorboat.
Got 2 big wounds there. No, she's alive. Where was she found?
Yorkeys Beach, just in the bay.
Wow, see, this one's moving when she breathes. So that's deep. I mean, her lungs are sitting right underneath here. So if they're forcing these little fragments up, then that cut must go the whole way through to her lungs. There's a little graze in the top of the head too, which I'd say, I think she's ducked her head in there. I think it's a propeller. So propellers, the boat's come along, the propeller's cut in there as it's been rotating. It's gone whack, whack. These wounds look really dramatic, and they are. They're quite deep. And if they were just, say, another inch further forward, they would have taken off her head.
Lucky to be alive.
Very, very lucky. Just here? Yeah. I mean, this is the one that worries me a lot.
Because it's down so close to her lung.
Yeah. Underneath those wounds are her lungs. So for those to be damaged would be absolutely catastrophic. This one's really deep here, but this wound here almost has a bit of scar tissue in the middle of it. So this may not actually be a new injury. It could be something that's happened a week or 2 ago, and she's just been struggling to survive out there and eventually floated in close enough to shore where she's been found. So very lucky. So what I want to do, Jen, is just dribble some saline in along here.
Chris is now testing for lung damage.
When she breathes, if that bubbles, and what that's showing is that there's air leaking out of her lungs. It's leaking out the sides of the cracks, but there's enough in there that if there was any sort of leak of the lungs, it'd be bubbling out, and it's not.
Very lucky turtle.
So that's a good start.
but it is just a start because the worry is that even though the lung isn't punctured, these gashes are going deep enough that they're exposing the organs. We know that because each time she breathes, the flap lifts up. So it's touching the lungs. What I'd like to do is really clean it up. Hey, it's all right. This might just sting a little bit.
The unfortunate thing really is that cracks in shells heal a lot slower than cracks in bone. So there's a reason I'm using so many antiseptic washes, so many antibiotic creams and antibiotic injections, and that's because infection is the #1 worry here.
It's the last thing we have to do. Yeah, didn't like that. You got me. You got me a good one. You know the other problem with you? You don't have a name yet. So I was thinking, propeller, there's an Ella in propeller. If you're okay with that, is that gonna work? Ella? Yeah? What do you think? Is that a yes?
While it was unlucky for her to be hit by a boat when she came up for a breath, she was certainly lucky to be found floating close to shore on what is quite a busy beach. And then to come in here, hopefully things are turning around for her.
You gonna splash me? Is that what we've come to? Come on.
Ella will now recuperate at the centre, and Jenny has come up with a special thank you for Chris.
How would you like to have a nice trip over to a tropical island and spend a day over there when we're actually going to release 2 healthy turtles over there?
You might be talking my language now.
Great.
Jenny's propositioned me to a night on Fitzroy Island. Turtles, of course, are involved. But it's actually quite nice that I've seen so much of sick turtles now to actually see a turtle at the other end of the journey where they're being released. The happy part. It's going to be a nice change.
After treating Ella, Chris is now hoping to get his holiday back on track.
The locals around here seem to love to give me tip-offs about animals, but now they're insisting I check out a restaurant. Apparently the fish there is amazing. Hey, how you going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Just wanted a table. Everyone's telling me to come here for the fish.
Yep.
What's the fish that everyone wants me to try? Is that on your menu?
Nope. I think he may have been stitched up here. Come on over. His name's Fatso. We call him Fatty.
Turns out Chris has been lured here for yet another patient. Fatty is the famous pet of restaurant owner Mia.
I'm pleased that you're here, actually.
I'm here for a meal.
Hey, you can have a meal. Don't worry about that. The thing is, he's just had this little growth on his head. It's been on his head for, getting on to a couple of weeks now.
It looks big. I mean, it's certainly sticking out the top of his head quite a bit, and it's in a very sensitive area between his eyes there. So it would be at the stage now where you'd think it'd have to be worrying him.
With Fatty in the pond, it's hard for me to get a really good look at that lump, but going how quickly it's grown, my worry is that it is cancer. It's getting to the stage where it's going to be growing into his brain or into his eyes. And then it gets really nasty, and that's what worries me. I mean, we have 2 options here. We can sit back and just let Fatty live his life, but it's growing quickly. Unless it's removed, it's going to really start playing havoc with him pretty soon.
Yeah. It's definitely a worry because, I mean, it's so big. It must hurt. I'm hoping that it's easy fix.
If there is something that can be done, and don't laugh, with surgery...
Surgery on a fish?
Yeah.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm serious. It is done. Not that often, but it is done. And that, to me, may be his only option. It might seem like it's a bit over the top and overly dramatic to operate on a goldfish, but why is Fatty any different to a dog or a cat or a pet bird?
The kids love him, and we love him. He's part of our family.
He's some sort of local identity, is he?
Yeah, actually, a regular gave him to us because he outgrew their pond, and we've had him for 2 years since we've been open.
He has family, he has friends, he has fans, and he has feelings. So if there is an opportunity to operate on him, I'm going to take it.
I'm in the process of writing a book about Fatty, so I'd like to just get it fixed and hopefully have an ending to a story. Nice ending.
You're making it easy.
No, I'm not making it easy.
And of course, the final chapter, it's not written. The final chapter, it gets written based on what happens. It's a lot of pressure. And we have to anaesthetise him in a totally different way to how we do every other animal. So it'll be tough, but I'm hopeful.
Got the right man on the job.
Well, let's hope you mean that. If this doesn't go exactly to plan, then things could literally go belly up very quickly. Doug.
Wow, Chris.
How are you?
What have you got there, mate?
It's good to see you, mate.
Oh, look at that. That's a big lump for a little fish, isn't it? Come on, we'll see what we can do.
Righto, mate.
In Cairns, Chris and his tiny patient Fatty have arrived at the Marlin Coast Veterinary Hospital.
You can see it. It's a pretty decent lump. It really jumps off the top of his head there. It's almost got two parts too, that bigger part over to one side, and then just towards the front there's another small little lump there.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult to get out.
Yeah. He just doesn't have a lot of skin to play with on that forehead of his. That's what worries me.
The goldfish is about to undergo a risky operation to remove a tumour from his head. Dr. Doug English will be assisting Chris with the delicate procedure.
The lump's got to come off. Hopefully the fish will be tough enough to withstand that surgery, but otherwise he's going to die. That's a big lump, and if it's growing rapidly, it's some sort of a cancer for sure.
Adding to the pressure, this is the first operation Chris has ever performed on a fish.
Fatty has to be incredibly tough to get through this because this is way out of his comfort zone. It's just a massive, massive ask for him to get through this.
So my worry is that if things don't go to plan here, it could get nasty quickly.
Oh, hello, sweetie pie. Yeah. Lexi's had 2 vials of anti-venom now, and if she still can't clot her blood, she'll need a 3rd vial. Okay, Lex, just a little sting. Well, she's certainly not oozing with blood like she was last time.
At Sash, it's been more than 12 hours since miniature schnauzer Lexi was bitten by a deadly brown snake.
Have a good sleep, all right? This blood test is going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us if she's still got circulating venom in her system. If it's normal, we know that we're doing the right thing. We know that we're getting there. That's no good. So her clotting time basically hasn't really changed since last time. It means that she's still got circulating venom in her system, and Lexi's going to need another vial of anti-venom.
You're a good girl, you know that.
Based on how much water is in this tank, we work out the dosage of the anaesthetic, and then it goes into the tank and hopefully swirls around, and in that time, absorbs it through his gills. Here we go, Fatty. All right, buddy, have a good sleep. You see already he's started to slow down in there? Yeah, he's ready. All right.
It doesn't get any more foreign for a fish than being out of water. So the fact is I have to be quick and precise and get this operation done as soon as I can.
I'm ready, so I'll get him out and then we'll get going.
To keep the little fish alive, oxygen will need to be constantly pumped through his gills.
Doug's job is as important as mine because that is to make sure that Fatty's gills are oxygenated and also that he gets the anaesthetic drug through his system at all times. If Fatty's oxygen levels fall too far, then he won't make it through.
We need as much water over the gills as possible.
I'm just trying to cut as close to the edge of the lump as possible because we just don't have anything to play with. There's no spare skin really to get this back together, so this is going to be quite a difficult removal. As if operating on a patient as tiny as Fatso isn't hard enough, he flies off the table and my heart nearly stops. We now have to get him back into that water as soon as we can. That's out. So that's it there. It's a decent lump. When I get the lump off, it's firm, and there's no pus inside it. I've got no doubt that this is a tumour. But I've managed to get a good margin around the outside, and the fact there's bone underneath means it's unlikely to have spread.
What I do know, though, is that if it wasn't removed, it would have killed him.
Can we just avoid the wound for just a second? I'll put some super glue on.
Now the lump is off, Chris will seal the lesion with super glue.
He's been left with a pretty big wound on his head, so it's a lot for him to get through.
Doug's doing a great job of flushing those gills with the water that contains the oxygen as well as the anaesthetic drug, but still, Fatty just doesn't look right. His eyes are starting to roll.
It's a bit of a worry, eh? Because he looks dead.
Fatso's now been out of the water for 15 minutes and his body clearly isn't getting the oxygen it really needs. We have to get him back in the water right now if he's to be any chance.
Just give him in here.
There's just no movement at the moment. I don't actually know if he's alive right now. Come on, Fatty.
I mean, normally he flaps his own gills around as a way of getting that oxygen in, but I'm trying to do it a bit for him now.
I'm just worried that Fatso's been out of the water for too long. Right now, it's not looking good.
There's no way he couldn't have gone into some sort of oxygen debt there.
Come on, Fatty. Come on.
There you go, a bit of movement.
Yeah.
At last, Fatty gives Chris the sign he's been waiting for.
So he's starting to really gasp in and try to get some extra water into his gills. So he's coming around. Wow.
Need a drink after this.
I think I'm okay. It was a very stressful few minutes getting that done, and Fatty is now swimming around, and that is a big relief. He's looking good now, isn't he?
Yeah, thank goodness.
I think he's going to make it through.
We did well.
And best of all, you can still eat at that restaurant.
Yeah, thank goodness. I love that restaurant.
All I want to do is get Fatty back to the restaurant as quickly as I can so I can relax and Fatty can see Mia.
Mate, thank you. Great work.
Oh, let's get you home, huh? Did someone order some fish?
How'd you go?
A very special fish.
Oh my God!
Look at him.
His lump's off.
I know. He looks great. He looks amazing.
Oh, Fatty. Oh, that's great. He's only a goldfish, but, you know, he's part of the family, so, yeah, Chris has done a great job. Very happy.
Thank you so much.
So excited. I love it. So excited.
This is the first operation you've done on a fish too, yeah? Or is it not?
Who told you that? Yes, it is, all right?
Well done.
And it went okay.
Yay!
That was hands down one of the best reactions I've ever had to any patient coming home, and it's almost as if she didn't quite expect him to come home.
And look, I don't want to put words into your mouth. The final chapter of this book sort of writes itself. Just be kind, all right?
It's a happy ending.
It is.
Thanks, Chris.
It
That's
is.
so awesome.
I've got to say, when I first walked in here and was told about how amazing Fatty is, I thought, you know what? He's probably special, but after spending a few hours with him, I get it. Fatty's a big deal. It deserves to be. Thank you.
Go.
Cheers, Fatty. I don't think there's ever a bad day to be on a tropical island, but this one looks like a pretty good one. Here they are, with an extra passenger, of course. I should have known.
Oh, hi, Chris, you made it. That's great.
Who is in here?
This is little Mickey, ready to be released tomorrow.
You're ready to go now, aren't you, Mick?
Next day, Chris meets up with Jenny for a 45-minute ferry trip out to Fitzroy Island. On the island is a new 5-star resort for sick and injured turtles that need to be rehabilitated before being released.
The owner of Fitzroy Island offered us some land over there. We're only in stage 1 at the moment, but we've still got 4 turtles over there. It's great. We can increase the numbers, we can increase the amount of tanks, and so when we do get these mass strandings, we'll be able to take up to another 20 turtles.
I woke you up, didn't I? You're an island man now. Come on. It's all right. You're ready to go now, aren't you? Actually, we're taking you on the journey, don't worry. You don't need to swim. Thank you. Wow, look at this place. It's a perfect place for rehab, isn't it? If they want to rest up.
I know. Why would you want to leave?
So this is the turtle resort.
This is the turtle resort on Fitzroy Island.
Chris is about to find out he has a special link with one of the resort guests.
Who's this in here?
This is CB.
CB.
Yes. He's named after you.
Really?
He's named after you.
That's an incredible hindrance on him the rest of his life, to be named after me. It'll hold him back. Trust me. Hello, buddy.
CB entered the rehab centre after being found starving to death in a local harbour. Now he's ready for release.
He's very feisty. Well done.
Okay. Oh, jeez. This is what a healthy turtle looks like, right? He is so overflowing with energy, and this is a really great sign that he's ready to be released. So where's this going to go?
So we'll stick that right there.
CB has been chosen to be fitted with a satellite tracker to provide valuable research data.
Why do you scrub his head?
Just to get all the algae off it. He's got to look good to go out there.
Is this a matchmaking service or a rehab centre? This is...
Bit of both here.
Well, clearly.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Feeling less like a vet and more like a beauty therapist with every minute that passes. I mean, we've had dermabrasion, some exfoliation. Any minute now I'm expecting a layer of varnish to be put on as well. It's some cleansing, and then all of a sudden there's filling going on.
It does look good, buddy.
Hopefully we can just keep him still for a while.
All of this work that's going into what looks like beautifying CB's shell has a really important role, and that's to make sure this satellite tracker sticks on and stays on.
It's like your own little backpack.
That satellite tracker certainly looks big, but the reality is out in the ocean, the buoyancy of the water means it won't actually weigh anything. You won't even notice it's there.
Next step's the fiberglass.
It's just like putting a fin on a surfboard. I don't want to tell you how the last fin I put on a surfboard went. It didn't last for... How long do you want for this one? A year?
A year. Yeah, Chris, a year would be very good, actually.
It lasted about a month, but this looks like a slightly better job.
All right. That looks pretty good to me.
There's no air pockets?
No.
Job done.
With all that work done, we can now look forward to tomorrow and CB and Mickey getting released.
Yeah. You know what? It's your last night in rehab. Tomorrow you go back home. Just don't act up tonight, all right? Because remember, with this tracker, I'm watching you. Yeah? Hmm?
Hi, Lexi. Hi, sweetie pie. How you feeling? You want to come out? Come out and give us cuddles? She's actually quite heavy. Oh my goodness, look at you. Look at you.
It's taken 3 vials of anti-venom, but finally, Lexi has recovered from a deadly brown snake bite.
You're so much better, I know. Talking lots. Everything's going in the right direction. I'm really, really glad we gave her 3 vials of anti-venom. This little girl would have died if we didn't treat her the way we did. You needed those 3 vials, didn't you? Yeah. Tennille warned me that she would be a very vocal dog, and Lexi hasn't stopped talking the whole time I've got her out. I know, darling. So much better. It's going to take her a few weeks to get totally back on her feet, but this is miraculous. Want to go see Mum? Yes? Want to go home? Do you want to go home? I know, darling.
Ready to go and get Lexi? Take Lexi home. Yeah, take Lexi home. This is Lockie, Lexi's big brother. He's a few months older, but they've been together since she was 4 weeks. So he's been at home for the last few days, moping a little. You looking forward to seeing Lex?
Let's go. You ready to go home?
For brother and sister, the separation is finally over.
Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Hello, chicken.
Such a gorgeous reunion between Lexi and Lockie. They absolutely love each other. The little tails were wagging, clearly best friends.
Should we go home? Yes, yes. What?
Tennille was so relieved to have Lexi back so soon. She was surprised she was even walking. I think the poor woman is so nervous now of having snakes come back. She just can't really relax, can't let her guard down, because how are you going to prevent them? She's always going to be worrying that another snake is going to come back, and Lexi for sure is going to go for it. Do you want that snake back?
No. I don't want to see it again.
Fair enough.
This CB's all rested up. Let's hope the other one's the same.
It's a big day for Chris and the team from the Cairns Turtle Rehabilitation Centre.
You're going to go today back out into the ocean. It's good.
The finishing touches have been done to CB, including a coat of anti-fouling paint to stop algae and marine organisms attaching to his shell.
Oh, wow. You guys haven't been here all night, have you?
Yes. All night preparing him.
You are looking prepped and ready for takeoff, let me tell you. It's a flash job on your back.
He's definitely ready to go. There's no doubt about that.
If there wasn't already enough excitement around the release, the fact that CB has this tracker means we're going to know exactly where he is. So he's from Mackay. Is he going to head back there? Who knows?
Do you want to just check the tracker before we go, Chris?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just got to wait for the satellite to go across before it beeps.
Oh, that was one.
Yeah.
So it is working?
It is working.
Wow.
So he's ready to go. It's a great feeling because it means that you've done your job. It means that, you know, all the volunteers that have helped and everybody get these animals well, it's able to go back into the ocean.
Jenny isn't the only one excited by today's release.
The word's got round and everybody on the island will actually be down for the release today.
Look, they've got a few friends, Jenny.
Yeah, they have, haven't they?
Jeez, popular. There's months and sometimes even over a year of hard work that goes in to providing this moment. And sometimes you don't even know they're going to make it through. But today, everyone gets their reward. The time's come now.
Mickey is the first turtle to head back into the ocean.
Ready? Off you go, all right? Good luck, mate. It's all yours, mate. The ocean's yours, mate. What a perfect swim. It was just graceful. And that's exactly what you want. Away it goes. It's been a long road, buddy. The rest of your life out here. We'll keep in touch, all right, with this.
Now it's CB's turn. With his tracker, he'll be providing important information.
You get out there, come on. Look at you. Are those little tears in your eyes? Well done. Congratulations.
Thanks for your help. Well, huh? Thanks for your help.
They're out in the really big pool now.
It's great to see him out there.
I'm about to head to northern Kenya on a journey that I've been planning for a long time. Now, I've been to Africa before, but where I'm going to, the tourists are rare, and the fight to save rare and endangered wildlife, it's a daily battle. The amazing woman I'm travelling with works here at the Werribee Open Range Zoo, and I'm about to meet her for the first time.
Chris's Kenyan Odyssey is beginning. He's meeting zookeeper Brooke Squires, a woman on a crusade to save Africa's endangered animals.
Hi. Lily. Lee. Come on. Good boy.
He's just a mass, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's just a truck covered in skin, isn't he?
Rhinos, you know, people don't expect them to just be so incredible. They're big animals, they're incredibly powerful, but look at them, they're like giant puppy dogs. Isn't he great?
This does get in the way of feeding,
yeah,
though, doesn't
it does. I mean, but he's got one of the biggest horns in captivity, like out of all rhinos around the world. You're right up there with the big horn, boys.
Rhinos in Africa are killed for horns like this, with poachers getting up to $250,000 on the black market. That's why Brooke has taken up the fight to help save them.
When you see rhinos in Africa and you realise how hardcore it is, and they're surviving from day to day, you know, but it's like that with all the wildlife over there. Now, if we can't do something about that, then what's the point of us being here as a zoo? We need to be out there working with the animals and people on the ground, not just being here in our safe, cushy little zoos back in Melbourne.
Tomorrow, Brooke and Chris head off to one of the most dangerous and remote parts of Africa, northern Kenya.
What do you think, as a vet, I'm going to need to take over there?
Courage.
Courage? I was thinking more, you know, equipment, instruments, drugs.
No, all of that. I mean, just, do you know what? You have to come prepared for anything. East Africa, Kenya, we're going to hit the real stuff.
You're serious?
Oh, serious. It's wild, it's intense. Animals aren't in fenced areas, they're in people's backyards.
Have you had any close calls over there?
Yeah, I've had one or two that have made me double think, you know, working in northern Kenya. We've had the vehicle shot at.
Really?
And that makes you think twice.
Before I came here today to talk to Brooke, I thought I knew Africa, but after hearing those stories and knowing what she faces over there, with this trip, I have no idea what to expect.
Chris and Brooke have arrived in the teeming Kenyan capital, Nairobi. They're heading nearly 300 kilometres north of here to a major conservation area called Lewa.
This is kind of the first part of our journey.
Wow, that's incredibly close.
It's just such an untouched part of Kenya, but the animals are really wild. They're not kept in fenced areas. You know, they're the real deal. This is their landscape, this is their space, this is their home.
Okay, what's over here? What do we got there?
Well, it's the two females and two cubs.
Oh, beautiful. So the mum's out in front and the cubs are following behind.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mum will always lead the way because she's just making sure there's nothing really devastating, nothing that can hurt them, so she'll always go first. Whenever I come back to northern Kenya and I realise the work that we're doing through Zoos Victoria and the community, really helping northern Kenya to survive, it's so poignant, it makes me feel amazing, but it brings me back down to earth as well. It's a really incredible place. I think one of the things I'm really proud of that Zoos Victoria has done is really stepped away from just doing pure conservation in terms of just looking after animals, and that's it, and saying, you know what, if we don't work with people, we can't save the wildlife.
Two of the biggest issues facing conservationists in Kenya are poaching and farmers competing with wild animals for land and water.
If there's a herd of zebra or oryx grazing or drinking from a well, they won't necessarily kill them, but they will chase them off, and those animals start to suffer, you know, because they don't get to those natural resources. So it becomes human-wildlife conflict. You want to grab that for me? Thanks.
Hello, Chris speaking. Yeah, I'll just put her on, she's just driving. Hang on.
Hello, Brooke speaking. Okay, well, that's a bit crap. Boy or girl? And how old? Oh yeah, 3 months, all right.
Brooke has just learned a baby rhino has been found and has been taken to the safety of the Wildlife Conservancy. Its mother was killed by poachers.
Hello. Yeah, hi, it's Chris Brown here. I'm here with Brooke. We've just gone through the Matunda Gate and we're on our way now.
The little rescue rhino needs urgent medical attention.
Oh, look at them.
Sensational, hey?
Incredible.
Amazing, hey?
Oh.
You ever seen anything like this before?
No. Wow. Oh, and that's the little one there.
Yeah, it is, yeah, at the back. That's the 3-month-old.
Staff have put the traumatised baby in with another orphan rhino.
Hey, little one. Hey. You had a tough time, didn't you? Don't be spooked. You are the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Good boy. Good boy.
You are just a little baby, aren't you?
He's a lucky baby, hey? And they're so reliant on their mothers, hey? For about the first 2 years of life. That's why it's so tragic when we lose one.
He is the epitome of cute, but his life so far is far from it. His mother was killed, poached for her horn, which would sell for up to $250,000 on the black market. Would he have gone through quite a lot of emotional stress over seeing his mother killed?
It's not so much seeing the mother killed, it's just all of a sudden, they're so dependent on their mothers and their milk is very specific. Oh, wow. And so when they lose their mothers to something sudden like poaching, it's really traumatic for them, physiologically especially, because that support she gives and that milk is so, so important. If you don't find these guys really quickly, you know, they get taken by predators and...
Yeah.
So he was incredibly lucky.
Do you know what the story is with his kind of big brother here?
Oh, Nicky actually has cataracts, so technically he's blind. He's 6 months old, and they just don't do so well, especially when they're babies and they're blind. You really need to pull them and hand rear them. His story's a bit happier. He's not a victim of poaching like this one, you know.
They're a funny team, aren't they? It's sad that they've had to come together, but together they're stronger, aren't
Yeah, they are, absolutely. And they'll spend their whole lives together, you know? These two will know each other for the next 45 years. Looking all right?
Yeah, I mean, just... Big thing is his hydration. The stress of being orphaned will show itself in a number of ways. Brooks asked me to have a look at him to see how he's coping with life without his mother. It's a tiny little eye. I know it doesn't do a lot for them. Their ears and their nose are the most important things.
That's
but
right.
It just says so much, doesn't it? It's a sad little eye. It's not like his spine's sticking out.
Okay.
Through the skin here. He's actually carrying a bit of fat across his shoulders and across his back here and across his ribs. There's no sign of any diarrhoea there, no?
No.
Now the hope is that at least some good can come out of this awful situation and this little guy can pull through.
Looking all right?
Yeah. Big thing is his hydration. He seems quite well hydrated. His saliva's nice and wet and he's not tacky or dry in there.
Oh, he's ready to get up, I think. Well, he's energetic, that's for sure.
There's one thing I just want to check on you. Come on. His heart rate's actually quite slow. It's only about 40, I'd say.
Yeah, right, okay. Rhinos have a notoriously slow heart rate anyway. They're quite calm sort of animals, so that sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
He's been checked as best he can be, and it's such an immediate sense of relief when you see that an animal is healthy and they're happy. He's still got a really good future here at Lewa. He'll be okay.
Wow. Big guns just arrived. I just became incredibly irrelevant.
Caring for orphan rhinos is a full-time job. The new arrival will have to be fed every 3 hours.
Substituting his mother's milk for bottled milk really makes sure that the fluid he's getting is enough to keep this little guy going. You are a guts, aren't you? Are you done? What's that, 2 litres? Did you even breathe then? It's gone.
Pretty amazing, aren't they?
Oh.
Okay. We've actually got a calf at Werribee at the moment, a white rhino calf that's being hand-reared. You know, same sort of techniques, but future's so different. These guys are going to have much more challenges compared to our little southern white at Werribee.
Yeah, you're finding a way to cope, aren't you? Got stuck on the bottle now, do you? And the whole thing. Now my fingers. They've decided to call him Hope because in such sad situations like this, you got to have some. He may not have a mother, but in Nicky, he kind of has a bigger brother. You know you're in the way now. Huh? You've had it tough, haven't you? Essentially what we have here are 2 sad stories. Nicky and Hope, yet together, combined, they give each other company and hopefully 2 happy stories.
No, I think they're marching off to a pretty bright future, you know.
Yeah, marching.
Stomping.
With that appetite, they'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Heading deeper into the Lewa Conservancy, Brooke and Chris are now on their way to see firsthand how Kenya is tackling dangerous poachers.
Jeez, they're ready for us.
Yeah. These guys are always ready.
Hello.
How are you?
Yeah, good. My name is Philip.
Hey, Philip, I'm Chris.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome back to
Thank you. It's quite a welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Notice these guys on the way in.
Yeah. We just come closer to them because they're nice, good boys.
They're not here just for decoration, are they? When you think about a dog unit that takes on poachers, you think ferocious dogs. The first dog I meet doesn't quite live up to that, I think. Have you experienced this before and are you enjoying that just a little bit? Huh? Yeah. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Is that my payment? And what do you use these guys for?
Yeah, we use them to track poachers and they are very good on that.
These elite bloodhounds are integral to Kenya's war against poachers. Philip is making the most of having a vet on site and wants Chris to check out his top dog.
So who's this?
This is Tash.
Tash?
She's now 9 years old.
Okay.
It's great to have Chris with us because he's got an amazing expertise and background in veterinary care. And veterinary care in northern Kenya is virtually zero. So to have his skills and expertise is really valuable.
He's got a great heartbeat. Yeah, big and strong.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
She's so nice to us. We don't want to lose her at all, yeah.
For a dog who has worked so hard, Tash is certainly showing some signs of her 9 years. Her joints are a little bit thickened. She's just growing up a little bit, but overall, she's in pretty good shape. She's done a lot of running on these legs.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
A lot of weather, so wet, dry.
The great thing about the dogs, they can track at night time. So once upon a time, the poachers would have had hours to get away because no one could track them until the next day. These guys, doesn't matter.
You see that these big hairs, they used to preserve that scent for long.
So they dangle in the area where the scent is coming from, on the ground?
Yeah, you know.
It's like a sponge?
Yeah. And then we put on the nose here, and then afterwards, they use also these big ears to preserve that scent for long.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Chris is about to find out just how good Tash is at finding a predator.
You can be a poacher and then she will come and identify you.
I can be a poacher.
You can be a poacher, but we don't know where you are. We can only give her your scent.
Sounds like fun,
and then
doesn't it?
she'll go and find you wherever you are.
So here's how it works. Apparently Tash has put away into her run. Well, I get 5 minutes to run. All right.
Good luck, Chris.
Let's go, boys.
You guys.
Okay. May never see you again. I'm good at this.
You can hide anywhere you like out here, in the grass, in the bush, it doesn't matter. That dog is still going to be hot on his trail. I've no doubt she's going to find him quick.
We're trying to find a really hidden spot here. Which way? Straight ahead? Yeah. Straight through? Oh, wow, okay.
The guards went out with Chris because basically this is a wildlife area. It's dangerous. There are a lion, there are a leopard here. We want to make sure Chris doesn't get eaten while he's trying to be tracked by the dogs.
Jackson, let's go.
If it takes a dog 10 minutes to find Chris, then Chris, I reckon's won the game, but it's not going to happen. I have confidence in Tash, she's going to get him.
I'm innocent. I didn't do it.
Surrender!
It's taken Tash just 4 minutes and 39 seconds to find Chris.
That is amazing. I mean, I washed my feet down with water
Yeah.
and then I covered them in manure.
No kidding.
I got to say,
Great.
very impressive.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Well done, Jackson.
Thanks, great.
Good dog there.
Yeah.
Well done, Tash. Good. You got me.
It's day 2 of Chris and Brooke's journey through the heart of Kenya, visiting wildlife conservancies. Overnight, one of the locals has wandered into the Lewa campsite looking for food.
Oh my God.
This is an extraordinary encounter.
What are you doing here?
It's also a stark reminder of how land for wildlife is rapidly diminishing in Kenya.
It's okay. It's okay, then. Thank you.
With the sun barely up, the anti-poaching team is on the move. A rhino is missing in the conservancy, and that could mean a poacher is on the loose.
These rhinos are watched over 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But now, there's increasing concern about black rhino, the most endangered of the African species. Hasn't been seen for a few days. It's quite hard because to the untrained eye, a lot of the scrub, a lot of those shrubs, if you look like rhino. The last poaching incident in this area was a month ago. They came across 4 guys trying to kill a rhino. They opened fire, they returned fire as 4 guys were killed. So I think they found some droppings just up here and maybe rhino. We think we found a clue. Rhino dump. This here? How do you tell them apart? How do you know this is white, not black?
The black rhinos are browsers. They feed on branches.
So this is from a grass eater, so this is from a white...
the grass.
This dung is saying that it's from a white rhino. What we're after is a black, so unfortunately, it's not the one we're looking for.
Brooke's now caught up with the convoy, and Chris jumps on board as the search intensifies.
Every rhino's got a very particular set of identification, so whether it's the shape of the ears, the shape of the horn, If it's a male, then it's got its territory. So they always have a general idea of who belongs where, and then there are very specific things that allow them to identify that as an individual.
Ah, see, they're pointing out this way now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool.
Just through there, a couple hundred metres away.
Nice one, Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Sorry, a bit bumpy, guys. Hang on. That is a very alert rhino, hey?
Yeah, so he's really looking at us now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sizing up the threat we pose to his territory.
Hiya.
Joseph, is that the black?
Yeah, there's a black, yeah.
Do you know that's the one?
I mean, that you're looking for?
Yeah. No?
It's not the missing rhino. This one is known to the guards. Despite its nickname Lucky, it's extremely aggressive. Everyone needs to move away.
How come I find the biggest holes in freaking Lewa?
We're now stuck
It's only a hole.
in a field about 100 metres away from the most aggressive rhino in Kenya.
The team is in real danger. With the car stuck fast in a warthog hole, the rhino could charge at any minute.
Someone say Lucky?
Capable of a top speed of 50 kilometres an hour, Lucky could reach them in seconds.
This rhino has actually charged cars before, dug its horn in and rolled them over.
Everyone needs to act fast before Lucky makes a move.
Hey! Woo! Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
Good job.
Finally, danger averted, and Lucky loses interest as the search continues for the missing rhino. It's not long before they're in luck.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
So instead of finding one, we found 3.
The trifecta.
What started out as a possible poacher attack now has a happy ending.
Just gorgeous.
The rhino wasn't lost, he was in love.
So the reason that he's gone missing is because
He's been following
He's
her
been following
because
her.
she's in season or something like that, absolutely. If the bull thinks that that cow is wanting to mate anytime soon, then he will follow her to the ends of the earth.
7 tons of love.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of love.
With the missing rhino now accounted for, Brooke and Chris are beginning the most dangerous part of their journey. They're heading north into the Malacca region.
So that was Kenya's version of civilization.
Yeah.
We're about to leave behind.
Yeah, definitely. We're about to hit frontier country.
Brooke is taking Chris to see where she does most of her work with local communities.
These are some of the most amazing women in northern Kenya, and I really want you to meet them.
Hello there. Ah, hello. How are you? It's beautiful. Oh, hi, more people. Hello. How are you?
These women are key partners in a Zoos Victoria project called Beads for Wildlife.
The beautiful part of the program is that the women are no longer relying on livestock as much for income. So they don't need to have 100,000 sheep, 100,000 goats. Now they just need a few, and that means that Grevy's zebra have more opportunity to survive.
The Grevy zebra is one of northern Kenya's most endangered animals. With less competition from livestock for food and water, the zebra have now been given another chance.
So because of something as simple as this, I mean, that's saving a zebra. Crazy, hey? That's saving a zebra.
It's incredible.
Yeah. I love the beading women in Malacca because they are so energetic and so passionate. The reason why they love doing their beadwork is part of their culture, but it's also saving wildlife.
Is that heavy? Does it feel heavy?
Yeah.
No.
They weigh about 7 or 8 kilos, and none of these women are allowed to leave the house without their beadwork.
Amazing.
We might employ you in the Beads for Wildlife program, I think. You're so good.
Really?
Almost.
This is like the scene from Ghost, only slightly different. So how much money have they raised?
In the last 3 years, just on $400,000 has come back into the communities, which is massive. And the nice thing about it is not donor stuff. This is business.
Yeah.
These are our business partners, and this is what makes them such incredible women. And we respect each other because they are our business partners. And what's really great is that the women are able to earn income through something that is part of their culture. And so some of the money gets used in buying food, keeping their kids in school, which is a huge deal up here, and just making sure that families have a future. That's what it's about, it's having a future.
In the dangerous Malacca region of northern Kenya, there's an early morning emergency.
Alfred, how you going?
This is Makalan and this is Amos.
Hey, how are you?
And we have to go to hurry because something happened downstream.
Yeah.
Head of Malacco Security Alfred and his team are on the hunt for poachers spotted near the camp.
How do you tell the poachers from the people that are just here to move cattle through?
So the community who lives here put shoes made of tire.
Yep.
So, but the poachers put on those boots like this ones of mine, so that they'll be able to walk in the bush.
So it's all about the shoes?
Yes. So
Okay.
we can differentiate them.
Okay. The first thing that grabs me about these scouts is their tracking skills. I'm seeing animal footprints, whereas they're seeing specific animal species. They know the direction they're moving and what they're up to. Also, they're seeing human footprints. And the human footprints are what's really telling the story.
Be careful. Be careful. Be careful.
What have we got?
Fine. These people are around. These people are around. You should be careful. Down, down.
Apparently they're worried about this fire here. Indicates that people have been around here and just recently, because you can see there's some green stuff ready to go on the fire.
Come over here. Come over here.
A bit closer. Just hidden behind here. No idea where Alfred's gone. He's been gone for quite a while now, probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Come on.
Here you go.
Stay there. Do you want to go?
Probably just get down. They're chasing someone. There's a shot there. He's got no idea what's going on out there. He's still here, Alfred. Which is a good thing. You're shot and yelling. It's not exactly what you want to hear. I guess we just stay here.
It's been more than 10 minutes since Chris has seen the guards.
Hey, Chomo, worry.
Here it comes now. What is it?
I just fired at them, but they ran away.
There's a
very
warning.
fast. Yeah, they're just going over the bushes.
The security team needs reinforcements to continue the hunt for the poachers.
My heart is racing, yet Alfred, all of a sudden, is laughing. He doesn't realise that where I'm from, guns don't go off that often.
That was scary.
Are you scared?
You probably see it every day, but when you hear yelling at a shot, it's a bit different, you know?
Yeah.
That afternoon, local herdsmen send out an SOS. Chris finds himself on call. This man's goat has been attacked by a hyena.
I was asking him that.
Can you explain that I'm a veterinarian from Australia, so he knows what I'm doing?
It's a big herd, but every single goat is important.
When I first see the goat that he's worried about, I can see why there's been some concern. The goat has a pretty serious injury.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, it's nasty.
So the hyena actually grabbed this goat and dragged it out of the boma?
Yes.
From what this herdsman can tell us, it sounds like the hyena has actually jumped over the fence, grabbed the goat, pulled it out, and then tried to essentially rip its face apart. This is a problem here because what we have is a very important part of the goat with the nose and the mouth. The hyena will have a lot of bacteria in its mouth, but also the goat has a lot of bacteria around here that can cause an infection.
Chris needs to act fast to try and stop infection spreading before it kills the goat.
What I want to do first is clean this area, get rid of all the dead bits of skin, so it'll look like I'm making the wound bigger, but there's a reason why I'm doing it. Even though this goat has been able to escape from this hyena, the injuries it's been left with are quite severe. It has a fracture in the roof of its mouth, plus now it has quite a nasty infection. Bad smell.
Yes. The stench indicates just how quickly the wound has deteriorated.
Does the goat have a name?
Pussy. Pussy.
Pussy. Pussy.
Yeah.
The goat is called Pussy.
Pussy. Pussy, it's something.
Ready? So Pussy. Hey Pussy, it's okay. And these are office scissors, usually used to cut paper, and they're being asked to perform surgery now. This looks a little bit strange, but there's no chance this will heal unless the skin is actually healthy and has a blood supply. So I'm scraping it back, trying to get down to the healthy tissue. So when I bring healthy tissue in against healthy tissue, it will actually heal.
Chris needs to stitch the wound, but with limited equipment in such a remote area, it's going to be a challenge.
If Pussy was in the vet clinic, I'd pull out a perfectly sterilised surgical kit and grab needle holders. Here, I don't have that. Pussy already has a nasty wound and a nasty infection. Without treatment, in this heat, with this amount of flies around, she wouldn't last more than a few days. Hey, Pussy, it's okay. This type of infection needs antibiotics. There's no question about that, but the only antibiotics I have in my kit are for dogs and cats, which are not going to be suitable for Pussy. Have you got your malaria medication in the car? Can you go and grab it?
Yeah, sure.
Human malaria tablets from the crew's personal medical kit could now save the goat.
These tablets are normally given orally to treat malaria, basically. But if you grind them up into a powder and mix it with water, there's no reason why we can't flush that into that wound and kill all the bacteria that are sitting in there and really give this goat the best chance of kicking this infection. We need to make sure this gets everywhere.
Once Chris has thoroughly drenched the wound, he can close it up.
Okay, now we'd try for a stitch. Okay. If Pussy was in the vet clinic, I'd pull out a perfectly sterilised surgical kit and grab needle holders. Here, I don't have that. This is just all that improvisation. We're having to use whatever we can find. This is what I'm going to use to put the stitches in. A pair of pliers. Okay, Pussy's going to have to be very brave. With no local anaesthetic, I'm having to ask a fair bit of this goat. I'm going to have to stitch close that massive wound. I keep on being surprised at how calm Pussy is being to what I'm asking of her, but you've got to remember, life's tough out here. They have to be really hardy and put up with a lot just to survive. One more stitch, okay? We don't want to close up the whole thing. Okay. For the air to be flowing in is a good thing. Okay.
After closing the wound, Chris wants to give the goat one final medication.
All right, I think we're done. As an extra boost to Pussy's immune system, I'm going to give her a worm treatment. That way, all her reserves, all her energy can be directed into healing this wound rather than having to worry about parasites. That will help Pussy get through the next few weeks. Pussy does not need any more stress. Can you tell him that Pussy is no pussy? Pussy is a tough goat.
Pussy is not bad.
Pussy's good. Pussy's good. Yeah, Pussy should be okay.
Yes.
I'm very impressed. Very good goat. Okay, you look after Pussy. Okay. If I wasn't already relieved enough that my hardware pliers and my anti-malaria tablets had hopefully made a difference here, it turns out Pussy's a mother. This treatment could have saved 2 lives.
It's been a marathon surgery under difficult conditions, and the herdsman wants to thank Chris with a local delicacy.
Milk.
What's this?
Milk of camels.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow. It's good. Warm camel milk. It's so strong, like really strong flavour, like quite silky and fatty and very warm. But somehow very good. Back in the vet clinic, it's not uncommon for someone to drop in a bottle of wine or champagne as a way of saying thank you for treating their animal. But in all my years of working, I've never received a gourd of camel milk as a way of saying thanks. Cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Later that afternoon, Chris is invited to a special event by his travelling companion, animal conservationist Brooke Squires.
Why won't you tell me what it is? It sounds ridiculous.
I tell you, the people here are very particular, and you're about to meet some really amazing individuals.
Oh, yeah.
Another one of Zoos Victoria's important programs is to encourage young Maasai warriors to play soccer.
One of the biggest issues in northern Kenya at the moment is, of course, young men, when they've got nothing to do. What do? They go out and kill wildlife for fun. But wildlife suffers. Grevy's zebra, giraffe, oryx, lion, all these animals were being killed.
This is the alternative.
This is an amazing alternative. I mean, they're out there. Again, it's an adrenaline rush. They're really loving what they're doing. It's a really great replacement for killing wildlife.
Oh, geez, the rocks in the pitch aren't easy. Feeling strangely underdressed or overdressed, not sure which one.
That night at camp, the Maasai warriors continue to let off steam with one of their traditional dances.
That's not funny.
Oh, this is good. It's a hell of a performance, but it also says so much about Maasai culture. It's loud, it's in your face, it's colourful, it's bright, but at the same time, it's magical. This place is amazing.
It's pretty crazy, eh?
It's Chris's final day in northern Kenya, and Brooke wants him to experience the weekly livestock market.
This is a place to be. Some of the community have come in from as far as 150 kilometres away, like a week's walk with their stock to sell.
They'll walk here for 5 days.
Absolutely. This is the market. This is the biggest market in the northern part of Kenya. So if you want to do something funky with livestock, this is the place you got to be. This is where all the communities come. This is where it all happens. This is the centre of community.
So there's not only every type of animal, there's every type of person here, isn't there? Like a lot of cultures, you're seeing different clothing, different decorations.
Absolutely. Everything. Everything goes on in this market. Missouri. It's always crazy.
Is that the local bus?
Yeah, it is. This is the City Express.
It's door-to-door delivery, isn't it? You could bid out of the back of that bus.
Trust me, by the time that goes home, it'll have 5 goats in the back and probably a couple on the roof.
If you're after something on 4 legs, pretty much everything you could ever hope for is here in this market. For me, my eyes definitely taken by the camels. Beautiful voice. Hello. How old? 12 months? 2 years. What about if I gave you 40,000?
This one is less than 20,000.
I just went double market price, straight up. I'm not very good at this.
Well, I can't bring you to livestock markets in northern Kenya ever again. It's time to embarrass me.
What this market really reinforces to me is the fact that these livestock, they're everything for these herdsmen. If you want to go in there and change their attitudes towards wildlife and make it work, it's not going to be easy.
This is where we start to have issues with wildlife. Because when you have so much of this amazing livestock, then where's the room for wildlife? So unless we can find that balance, then what do we do? But again, that's what the Conservancies are doing, that's what Malako's doing, that's what Zoos Victoria's passionate about, is helping, working with the community to find the balance between their livelihoods and the wildlife.
You must sometimes feel so out of your depth here because you're up against this whole system.
Yeah, it is, you're right. There's a lot. Every now and then you just think, if people are earning income from this, how can we possibly compete with that? But again, the women and their beads, right, that's one way to do it. Income generation from different types of jobs that can be sustainable up here, that's how we're going to save wildlife. So we're not just relying on this as a system, there are other ways for people to survive. And that's what we're achieving, that's what we're so proud of, that's what we're doing.
After a remarkable week, It's time for Brooke and Chris to start heading home.
It was great to bring Chris here. He sees what we're passionate about, sees Victoria, sees the community are passionate about their livestock. He understands a bit more about northern Kenya.
You hear it? You can?
Yeah.
My first ever hyena biting victim. Little kiss, thank you.
To go back to the wild and actually see animals where they come from, that's where the magic is. And no matter what we do in zoos, none of it means anything unless we're saving the animals in the wild.
This isn't a typical African safari with a G&T over sunset. Bandits, armed bandits, and bullets flying all over the place. I really don't think too many people would have the conviction, the belief and the courage to take the fight all the way over to Kenya. It's beautiful. Brooks had to be so brave and determined, not just for the wildlife, but also the local people.